Hey guys, Kate here. I just wanted to let you know that this week's episode is sponsored by Audible. Audible is a huge part of my sober toolbox. I love listening to books and memoirs, and it's almost like having another friend who gets it. So visit audibletrial.com/seltzer squad for a free month. You'll thank us later.
Welcome to Seltzer Squad, the podcast about staying sober in the city, with your hosts, Kate Zander and Jess Valentine.
Hey, Kate.
Hi, Jess.
What's going on today?
Today we have another special guest. We have Jessica from A Sober Girl's Guide via satellite. Just kidding, just Skype. And we are going to talk all about her story, and some cool stuff she has coming up.
Amazing. Hey, Jessica.
Hi, girls.
Hey, nice to talk to you again.
You too.
We
Thanks
had so
for
much
having
fun
me.
on your podcast that we wanted to have you on ours.
Yeah.
Good. I'm excited. To talk to you guys.
So tell our squad a little bit about you, and then I also want to get into your sobriety story because we didn't even get to talk about that when we talked last. So I'm so excited to hear about this.
So I had been basically growing up in LA for the past 10 years, and I was a full-time club DJ. And so drinking and using drugs was literally part of my job. Like, as a DJ, you're expected to drink. You're the party, you're like the fun girl, you do shots with like customers and clients, and you're just like in it to win it.
Yeah, and awake all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, till like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy, like an extreme amount of energy when you don't really want to be there. So what do?
Did you feel that way, though? Did you feel like you didn't really want to be there, or you were just like in it, thinking you were having a lot of fun because you were doing all that stuff?
Honestly, like I liked DJing in the beginning. I thought it was great. To be honest, I love the attention. I love the control that I had.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a DJ, you control the whole energy of the club. So I liked that. I liked being in control. But at the same time, some people are really difficult to please.
Especially when everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be pretty freaking stressful because, everyone gets drunk and they want you to plug in their iPhone.
I feel like we were those girls, Jess. Like, we were definitely like,
Probably.
play this song, more
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
I'm using air quotes, DJ'd at the bar that we used to work at sometimes. And so on a very smaller scale, I know exactly what you're talking about with people like, do you have that song? Like, oh, go away.
Oh, dude, you need to like YouTube this song and plug my iPhone in.
Yeah.
I have it.
Aux cord? Do you have an aux cord? Like,
Yeah.
no, sir, I do not have an aux
Get the
cord.
fuck out of here.
Like, people think that I just like play music off like iTunes. Like,
Right.
Dude. So the fun, I guess, of DJing, it became a job, right?
Yeah.
So the fun totally wore off, and I drank heavily only at work, which sounds ridiculous. Like, who drinks at work? But I had one of those jobs where it promoted drinking. It promoted drug use.
Can I ask how old you were at this point in time?
So I started like DJing at 23. No, like 22.
Like, how many years until it got old?
I would say like a good 3 years in.
Yeah.
So I really hung on there.
Sure.
I was really doing shit I didn't want to do. But like, other things are a factor. Like the money's really good. And, I'd built up this life where I needed to go to work because I had all these like bills and commitments that needed to be taken care of.
Sure.
I was just a lunatic. Like I was so unpredictable. My emotions were just like, I could either be like Hulk Hogan throwing chairs across the room, and that literally happened at a club I worked at.
Stop. I'm like trying to picture you because I follow you on social media, like fucking aggro throwing shit. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like literally choking out security guards.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this.
Like, don't underestimate
And do you
me.
remember any of it? Or were you just like, next day you woke up, had no idea what you did?
I remembered it because like people were texting me and
Yeah.
and then I got like these horrible emails from like the manager of the club being like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
You're
Wow.
never working here again.
At this point, do you recognize your drinking as a problem or still not yet?
No, I blamed everyone else.
Got it.
And then I even went as far as to be like, actually, this is like good for my DJ career because I didn't actually want to be playing at those clubs. So this is doing me a favor and like redirecting me.
Right. Obviously, it's the universe.
Yeah, this is a sign.
Right.
It's like, no, bitch, you're a raging alcoholic and you're burning bridges left, right, and center. As big as the world seems, it is small. I will tell you this right now. Thanks to the internet, shit has gotten a lot smaller. So come correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I literally blamed it on everyone else, like people I was dating, friends I was hanging out with. Oh, I was just unhappy. And this was like the way the universe was like freeing up these toxic environments, like just such bullshit. Like every excuse under the sun to justify and rationalize my shitty behavior.
So what was your wake-up call?
I was just so insanely depressed, and I started having crazy anxiety attacks that at first I kind of like numbed out and suppressed with beer. That did kind of work for like a month, but then came back with a vengeance, like insane. So I had such bad anxiety attacks, like I couldn't go to work. And when I say go to work, like I'm not talking like an 8-hour shift. Like I maybe DJ'd for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. You couldn't like get there. Yeah.
Like really? Come on.
Was there like a specific incident, like, or you know what I mean, your version of a bottom that happened that kind of like bookended the beginning of this anxiety? Or was it just like it just started to happen and then you became aware of it?
No, I think my whole drinking career was a rock bottom
Okay.
because I was not a person that I would respect or would be proud of.
Okay.
So to me, that like equates my rock bottom.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Now that you say that, it's like, yeah, I feel like I would have hated myself if I met myself.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Like just no respect for myself or anyone else for that matter. So it's like, what? Like that's a shitty person. Like that to me is the definition of a rock bottom. I also did some pretty horrible things that people would have considered a rock bottom.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, cool, this rock bottom has a trap door. Let's keep going.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like getting pregnant. Whoa. And mind you, I'm gay, so that's weird. Like,
yeah.
That's just trickier. I feel like that's
extreme.
a lot of logistics to figure out.
A little finger baby.
Yeah.
And living with someone, like a partner, for 4 years.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's a shitty person, dude. Like
yeah,
that's
not the best.
cool. So like having to deal with that and take care of that and work through, nope, bad.
Oh my God.
That didn't stop me, unfortunately. I chalked it up to another sign from the universe.
Right.
And just kept on trucking.
Okay. So then let's fast forward to sober day one.
Yeah, so I was having those like crazy anxiety attacks and literally couldn't go to work. And I was like, okay, like if I can't go to work, I don't make money. If I don't make money, like I'm not going to be able to afford my rent. And I'm like, oh, this is how people become homeless. Like, duh. So I was like, okay, this needs to stop. Like, this is obviously a sign from my body being like, stop doing this to yourself. Stop putting this stuff into your body. Stop putting yourself into the situations. Like, stop ignoring me.
It's so cool that you were like able to hear it.
And it started off as like a nudge and then became a whisper and then became a full on scream, shake the like whole universe.
Yeah,
like,
you can't leave your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't really ignore that. So don't give me that credit.
Right.
You know, this was over 10 years.
Sure.
I also knew there was like an issue. So I would go to like AA meetings and try and do like 12-step stuff. Never really got into it, didn't really relate to it, but also thought like I was somewhat redeeming myself by just going there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like sober extra credit.
Yeah, exactly.
While you're still drinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's not how this works. Like, that's not how any of this works.
Right.
And then again, like blaming other people, not taking responsibility for my stuff. So I just kind of sat down one day and I was like, okay, I am nowhere in my life, not even close to being happy. And I think just saying that and getting real, because like on paper, my life looked pretty dope. Like I live in LA, I have this sick apartment, I have a killer job, like I have everything figured out, supposedly. I have like the cutest dog in the world, yada, 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 yada. You get it. So, and I'm just like, I'm not happy. Like, I'm not. So, coming clean and just being honest with myself was like, oh my God, now I can like breathe and now I can actually do something about it. It allowed me to like create that space between like, I guess kind of a bit of delusion, you know, like I kind of bought into my own shit and was like, thought I was like so cool and shit hot.
Yeah, but you also have people around you telling you that you are, you know what I mean? Like, and treating you like a celebrity and stuff like that. So it makes sense.
Yeah, they're building you up.
Yeah, of course.
And condoning
Absolutely.
it. You were getting shit for free too. You know, like free drinks, free drugs, like all that. So it.
I never paid for anything. And that was part of the problem. People are like, oh, I have so much more money. I'm like, that was never an issue for me.
Right.
Like I could literally go into any club and be like, bottle service, done.
Yeah.
So that wasn't an issue. That was like actually made things worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like all glammed doing it.
When like liquor's free, it's like so different too. It's like you're at an open bar
It's
at
like
like
you
a
can't
wedding. You're like,
refuse it
I
then.
have to. It's
Yeah,
free.
exactly.
It's like you don't
It's like
have
a
to,
race.
but-
Like I would literally
Yes.
That's
my
a good
friends-
way to describe it.
Yes, like
it is like a race.
let's see who.
full-on
Yeah, let's
race.
fuck this up.
like a buffet, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's like just get it in there.
Yep.
So
Oh man.
and I literally would tell my friends, like when we would go to the bar and like have a bottle, I'd be like, okay, like bye. Like you can
I
drink
got
this
some
the
serious
fastest.
shit to do.
Like I am going to work, literally. You know, I just kind of went through my life with a fine-tooth comb and I'm like, none of this stuff makes me happy. Like my job does not make me happy at all. I'm literally just doing it for the money, and that is a bad place to be. Doing anything just for the money, either it's like lack of money or to get more money, is not a good place to be. It's like actually the worst motivator in the world.
Yeah.
So that, and like I didn't like the people I was hanging out with. Like I didn't connect with anyone on a deeper level at all. It was literally all about drinks, talking shit about people, gossiping,
Yeah, like bar culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like just surfacey shit. And it was so much drama.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
I always think about it like when you're drinking and doing drugs, it like reduces everyone to like little toddlers. And so you're just like going around acting on every impulse that you have, right? Like, I like that person. I'm going to kiss them. I need to go pee. I'm going to pee right here. Like, it just kind of, you know, like really inhibits all of your adultish skills and just you're just a bunch of fucking crazy people running around doing whatever they literally want, like throwing chairs and punching people.
That's exactly what it was like. Yeah. It was like literally living in the L word. Like everyone making out with everyone like pissing off and like talking about this girl. Like it was so dramatic. Now I like have to go back and watch the L word just to get my little drama fix.
Yes.
Because I'm like, whoa, life is so normal. What is this?
Yeah.
That's so true. We get a lot of people that I think are a little bit bored by the sober life, you know?
Well, yeah. It's very
Because it
different.
is so normal. It is so like so non-dramatic that it's almost anticlimactic at times.
I can see that. Yeah.
You know?
And like the only drama is like other people's drama.
Yeah.
So that's called like peace.
I guess.
You know, like not like wondering where you
peace.
left your phone or like not having this crazy drama or this anxiety.
Yeah.
I know, but our culture labels that as boring.
Yeah, but they're wrong.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
We have so many people that DM us, I'm sure you do too, that are like, I'm bored. And do you just say like, that's peace? That's such a good answer. I can't wait to use that. It's called peace. You're experiencing
Yes.
peace.
And that's also an indication like, okay, you need to like actually put some work in and
Sure.
go find out what you like to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like you're only bored if you're boring.
Yeah. Fair.
That makes
saying.
sense because it's like you spend so much time drinking that you don't even know what other things you actually enjoy.
Totally.
You haven't explored it yet. So
Because, I mean, listen, like going out to a bar is like so easy and boring. Like how many brain cells does it take to like pick out a bar to meet at and
Yeah.
what like drink to drink? Like, cool, great. Like, want to do some really heavy lifting? Go find out what you actually are into, what like turns you on and lights you up in your life.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Guaranteed you're never going to be bored if you like actually find out what you're into.
I'm like quiet because I'm
Yeah,
like
we're, like,
taking this
looking
all
at
in.
each
I'm like,
other.
yeah, that makes sense.
Mic drop.
Yeah. Let me write that down.
How long have you been sober for now?
So this time, I mean, throughout that 10 years, I'd be like off and on, like a month here, a week there, yada, yada. Never found like real value in it. Always thought it was kind of temporary, my sobriety, until I like just sat down and did that inventory of my life. And I'm like, yo, like drinking literally is a buzzkill to all the things that I want to do in my life.
Mhm.
Every avenue that I want to go down, every goal that I have, drinking actually makes that nearly impossible to achieve
Totally.
in the
Yeah.
capacity that I want to, you know, and actually be the person and not like rage out or turn into like this crazy dramatic crying baby like who's in a fetal position. You just don't get shit done doing that.
Yeah.
No, it keeps you in like a bad cycle of staying small.
Nothing new is going to come from going down this road. So in and out of for like 10 years took me way too long to figure all this stuff out. So I've been sober for just over 2.5 years,
Awesome.
like blissfully, full-heartedly sober.
Yeah.
Showing up
So
to do the work.
mind, body, spirit, sober.
Amazing. So
When did A Sober Girl's Guide come into all of this then?
About 2 years ago, I woke up one morning and I'm like, oh shit. Like, it was probably like 5 months into, yeah, I would say like 5 months into being sober. And I woke up one morning and I'm like, oh my God, like I am craving a glass of white wine, like
Ooh.
at 10 a.m. Like,
Weird.
okay, like easy there, desperate housewife, like calm down. So I'm like, what? Like, where did this come from? Like 10 months in, like, what? I have no desire. And so I kind of was Googling stuff and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of like getting, you know, it's been like 5 months. Like my friends are like, when are you going to start drinking again? Like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, at this point, I knew this was like a whole life choice. Like I was never going to drink again. And I Googled, how do you tell your friends you aren't drinking?
yeah.
And the shit that came up was ridiculous. Basically, every solution was lie to them.
Mhm.
There was like my favorite one was like this wiki how, and it had like images.
Oh
Of,
yeah,
like,
the step by step. Yeah.
yeah, like people in like a club, but they're like all muted greens and blues, and they're like, just tell your friends that you have to run a marathon in the morning. What? Absolute F. Like,
I
no.
mean, TBH though, we tell people to lie all the time in the beginning because they don't feel comfortable. I mean, what do you tell people?
I just default to like, oh, dude, I'm so much cooler when I don't drink.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of like caps it. Like, it's just like, no, like I don't want to.
Did you feel that right away?
Yeah,
Ooh, I love that.
absolutely. And that's why it like totally pissed me off and actually started like the wheels in my head to turn. Cause I'm like, first of all, I'm not a liar.
Right.
And I'm pretty like solid in my word. And so I kind of took that offensively. Like, I'm not going to lie to people.
About who you are. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to lie to myself. So I'm like, I'm not going to tell you that I'm running a marathon. And second of all, like no one would believe me.
Right.
Right.
And then like, I only run if I'm being chased. So no,
Yep.
Right.
that's not going to work out for me.
Also, it's like still like shameful. It's like if you're lying and making up excuses, it's like you're still hiding it when it's like not something that should be stigmatized.
Sure.
Right. I mean, you're like opening it up for people to judge you.
It's a vulnerable space for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, if you are committed in something, the only people who are going to try and knock your commitment are assholes and they should not be in your life, period. I have never, ever been challenged by anyone. If anything, it has opened up a conversation. And 9 times out of 10, people have been like, God, I wish I could do what you're doing. I wish I could stop drinking. And it actually opens up a really lovely conversation.
Is that what led to A Sober Girl's Guide?
Yeah. So I was combing the internet for fun, inspirational, motivational kind of tips and tricks like along getting sober or like and staying sober. So I couldn't find anything, and I'm like a very visual person, and everything I found was like blues and grays and just like so dark and depressing. I'm like, "Oh, this is bumming me out, man." So I decided to kind of be the antithesis of that and like go on the positive and talk about the great things that come with like sobriety and being a conscious person and working on your self development and healing yourself.
Right.
And so like everything is just like bright and colorful, and I started kind of chronicling my sober journey through a blog, and then it has kind of expanded from there. Like I've started an Instagram account, which is like really, really fun. And I love Instagram because I'm very active and I love to chat with everyone on that. I think it's an amazing platform.
Was it the website first and then the Instagram and then the podcast, or what order did it come in?
Yeah. So it was like, it just started off as a blog. Then I started an Instagram account, and then I started a podcast like last year. I started it. Oh my God. Yeah. Like almost a year ago. It's just amazing. Like all these different platforms to get people on and tell their story and give their inspiration and motivation to other people. And it's just like, it's so fun. And like, I'm kind of doing it for selfish reasons because this is all stuff I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything I post, everything I talk about is because I need to hear it first and foremost. So if you relate to it, cool. If you don't, cool. I'm still getting something out of it
Sure.
because that's what I need to hear. And like just connecting like with you girls over like podcasts and hearing your stories and being able to make that space and have others, come along on your journey. I think it's really cool. And like I said, the internet is making this world so much smaller and so much more accessible.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting if you think about it. Like, hell yeah, technology.
I love that there's so many outlets now. There's so many like different podcasts or like blogs and stuff, because I feel like years ago, like let's say the first time I tried to go sober, AA was the only option that I was aware of. So
Yeah,
finding
too.
you, finding, Holly Whitaker, like everyone has been, I think, such an amazing,
Well, it's been a really fast growing.
yeah.
I don't want to say trend because it's not a trend, but it
Right.
feels like it's a fast growing phenomena because we're getting sober bars now and there's more
Yeah.
sober podcasts and, coaching
It's
and
been
education
needed,
around
yeah.
it besides AA, which is super exciting. And I feel like to me, women are really leading the charge on kind of changing the conversation. And it's
Yeah, I agree.
exciting to talk to you, who is a huge part of that with your podcast, blog, Instagram, coaching, and now book.
Yeah.
Like, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
No, you're a busy lady.
You're a super busy
Yeah.
lady. I want to hear about this book.
Yes, please.
A freaking book? Who wrote the book?
It's fucking badass.
Kind of crazy. Like, I never really thought that it would be possible. Honestly, I never thought any of this would be possible. Like, come on. I was a club DJ who was like a crazy asshole. Like the most selfish asshole you've ever met in your life.
Is that in the book? Did you mention that in the book?
So is it like a memoir?
Yeah.
No, it's not
Okay.
a memoir. It is a self-help book, but there are definite stories, like personal stories of stuff that I have gone through, and then kind of like relayed into exercises and kind of strategies and tools that
Ooh,
you can
amazing.
use.
Oh, I'm so excited to share this with everybody. This is going to be amazing.
Like, do you guys read self-help books?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm like half nodding. I have,
That's
yeah.
not so much me, all of them. And I'm
Yeah.
going to get to your book. Just life has gotten a little crazy right now. And I was also going to ask if you're coming out with an audiobook version of your book, because I'm a huge listener and I want you to narrate it. No pressure.
I'm working on the audio.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
just like about to upload the Kindle or
Perfect.
whatever
Nice.
version. So, when you're reading a self-help book and you're like, oh, like that's a really good idea. Like I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
And you continue reading and you never,
You never go back, right?
Yeah.
never, ever. So basically this book is half workbook and half self-help book. And that's
Okay.
why I call it a do-it-yourself self-help book, because
it.
I have like places for you to write in the book. I have questions for you to answer. I have exercises for you to do. There's a recipe in there. Like there's
nice.
like a whole bunch of stuff. It's very interactive. And that's how I really feel like by writing things down, it just gets more ingrained into our subconscious.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
just like bleeds into us.
So where can people find your book?
Well, we're going to put it in our resources, but you
I know, but-
self-published on Amazon, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
That's
I did.
fucking badass.
And what's it called?
Okay, so it's called Save Your Own Damn Life.
Yes.
It's a do-it-yourself self-help book.
I'm so excited.
So I gave you like the framework and then you fill in the blanks. This isn't like a book that you just like read and you're like, oh, cool, that was
Yeah.
interesting.
That was empowering.
No, this is like, oh, okay, like this is like part of my toolkit. Like this is like something you can go back to and, reuse those prompts or, see how you've progressed.
It sounds great for all the people that says it's boring being
Yeah,
sober. It's like, here you
totally.
go.
Here's
Do this.
some homework.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't be bored of reading this book. And it's really fucking funny.
I bet.
And in addition to getting your book, people can actually join your group coaching, right?
Yeah. So I've been running group coaching almost every month now. I've kind of taken a little bit of a break because, I wrote a book. So we're starting up again in August and I'm really excited. So group coaching is really different from traditional coaching. It's done over Zoom. So it's a video call. So you get to see everyone in the group. And I tend to run like on the smaller side of groups. So you really connect with people and it's like you're meeting face to face, but like literally everyone is from all over the world. It's so cool. And then after every group call, we have like exercises to do. By the end of the week, you're like, oh, I'm like so excited for the call for group coaching because people are so excited to celebrate their week with the group.
Well, and you're meeting friends, which is like the number one question that we get, which is how to meet other like-minded people.
Oh my God, totally. And everyone, like if you want, like I can loop everyone in on an email together. It's just very inclusive and it's very intimate, even though it is over like the internet, but you really get to know each other and each other's stories and you get to work together. And I think that is like such a great way to heal together.
Yeah.
I love that.
So how do people sign up for this?
The link is available on my website at asobergirlsguide.com. If you go to coaching, there is a tab to sign up right there. You can read all about it, what you will get in the coaching. You will get a couple of free downloads. And as soon as you sign up, you will get your first order of business. You will get your first exercise.
Oh, amazing.
Give us all your socials.
Yeah.
And social media, I am a Sober Girls Guide. That's on Facebook and Instagram. You can find the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. It's a Sober Girls Guide as well. And the blog and everything else about coaching, events, like sober events around the world, like literally around the world, that can all be found at asobergirlsguide.com.
Amazing. I'm so excited for everyone to check this out. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Like,
thank you.
Dude, you're the best.
Seriously, you're the best.
Thank you, girls, for having me on.
So until we meet again, be nice to yourself.
And don't forget,
Hangovers suck.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Every review helps other listeners find us. Seltzer Squad is a ham-fisted production. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Kate Sander. For show notes and resources, check out seltzersquad.com.